Last year this time, I had landed in Barcelona, Spain. It was the beginning of a new chapter. Before Barcelona, I was living in Lisbon and felt as though I was content staying there for a bit of time. However, when my sister passed away, a lot of things shifted within me, and I could no longer stay where I was or do the job I had before. While the job had served its purpose of creating a means for me to move to Portugal, get settled into a new country, through a job that took care of most of the hustle of moving abroad, it was not a forever kind of job or field of work for me. Yet even that job made it clear to me what I wanted next, and it made it easier for me to imagine how I could work towards that, using the same template that got me to Lisbon. I knew exactly the job I wanted. I also knew I wanted the process to feel easy. I landed in Barcelona a few days before starting work so I could get familiar with the place and my new life. Again, like Lisbon, the company that had hired me arranged accommodation for the first month, flight tickets, as well as a relocation bonus for a smoother transition. All the things I needed for a fresh new start. The opportunity to start over, start afresh. I was very happy when I applied and got it, and the whole process did not feel stressful nor forceful. It was a job working on a Google project, a consultant for the Danish market. It was perfect because it was time for me to find skills and experience that was more related to my studies. Even more important, that would give me skills I could use independently and allow me more freedom work-wise. So we've arrived and I'm in my room, the place I'll be staying for the next 30-ish days, and it will work. I mean, when I moved to Lisbon, I was sharing a room with 5 other people, so it's an upgrade that I have my own space, my private bathroom, but I think I'm just I can feel I'm disappointed, mainly because what they showed is not actually what they gave. Apparently they have 2 locations, but the one in my offer was not this. It was something much nicer. But at the same time, I'm trying to be grateful so I don't get moody. But I think I'm also a bit moody because I've moved somewhere new. So I feel like a bit... but it's okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and make it a bit cozy. That one I had also the same blanket. It's very stuffy. I literally cannot breathe. So I'm going to try and put them together and make a bigger bed for myself. Yeah, let's try to do that. And I think I'll just try to, with the little things I have, just try to make it a bit homely for the next month. And yeah, and then just look for a place that feels more like home. So I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm grateful for how things align, and I'm grateful that I get to travel and live in different countries with such ease. I am grateful, and it's okay to be grateful and also disappointed to some degree. But I know disappointment I can fix because I can do something to make it nice and cute. So let's see, without buying too many things, obviously. Okay, so that's the plan. I'm going to charge my phone, and then I am going to get ready and go out and hunt for food because I'm hungry. I don't know if I should already be thinking about groceries. Guys, so this is how it looks for now. It makes me feel a bit better, maybe because I put my little long, what do you call that actually? Like Long Beach scarf or sarong on there, so it looks a bit nice. I removed the dark ass, dusty or stuffy feeling blanket, so now it's just the clean sheets, which is nice. And in the bathroom, I put some of my things up, some of the towels as well, and I changed as well. I'm wearing this. I have one suit on, so if I see a beach and want to swim, I'm good. And then I'm wearing one of my favorite skirts, my only skirt actually, and my trusted walking shoes. And I like this skirt because it doesn't curl, so even though I have no iron, I still look like, you know, like I tried on my other stuff and they were all a bit curled, so it's a great option. Okay, I'm gonna go out. Mission number 1 is to find some vegan food, find something to eat. I sometimes wonder what my life might look like to outsiders, moving about, often in some sort of transition or readjustment. I have lived like this for some time now, and I love the prowess of the nomadic and open approach to life. It is never that I get sick of somewhere or feel a need to escape a place. Rather, I sometimes need to move to gain new opportunities, experiences, or strengthen new aspects of myself. Sometimes I move to breathe new life into my life and what I imagine it possible for it. Each time aiming a bit higher, finding more alignment, stretching a bit more, gaining more confidence and learning more about myself and the world. In all honesty, except for the job, I did not have a strong pull towards Barcelona before deciding to move there. Actually, unlike Portugal, my first experience visiting Spain years ago as a teen was an experience that had left me completely disenchanted with the country. I had been in love with the Spanish language in high school, and when my very blonde friend invited me to spend 3 weeks with her very blonde family in the south of Spain, I thought it was a dream come true. I remember looking around the beaches where my friends wanted to spend most of the morning and afternoon tanning, and the only reflections of myself I saw were dark-skinned sailors trying to make a living on the beach. They would look at me strangely as they offered the same beach towels to my friends and I. When my eyes met theirs, a feeling of recognition paired with a weird sense of shame trickled through my body. Skin like mine, blood like mine, an unspoken shared sentiment that only we knew. Seeing the work opportunities for people like me there made me understand why, when my friend and I entered a store, I would be ignored and sometimes feel like they were working very hard to avoid my eyes, my existence. However, when my very white and blonde friend entered the stores, restaurants, and talked to me and then to the workers, their eyes lit up, smiles spread on their faces. A strong eagerness to help and assist was an understatement. In those moments, my young soul understood the ugliness and the contrast of the treatment my friend and I were receiving. An ugliness I was still too young to have words or concepts to unpack or explain, let alone protect myself from. And because of that, it was an ugliness that was hard to detach from and sadly easier to internalize. The experience had evoked the disgusting emotions I had only felt when my family moved to South Africa years before, and I got my first taste of the vileness of racism mixed with a special kind of xenophobia and colorism. Fair to say, I could not wait for those 3 weeks of vacation in the south of Spain to end. I would have died happily, never setting another foot in Spain again. Fast forward, almost decades later, a great job opportunity, Years of unlearning and unpacking the reality of racism and the heavy history of white supremacy and anti-blackness within ourselves and outside. Years of being on my own decolonial exploration. I felt comfortable saying yes to the opportunity. Not so much to the country, but to grow, and on the basis that I had learned to not let what had nothing to do with me affect what I wanted for myself. It's like one big round cloud on the top of the sky. I've never seen anything like that. Just one circle like a lip. Being much older and hopefully wiser, I also came prepared mentally and spiritually to get what I needed out of the experience, embrace what embraced me, get my skills and training, and head on forward. I had also accumulated more self-assurance and more understanding of myself, my ethnicity, heritage, my story and history. I felt grounded and unafraid of the unknown because I knew what I needed to know the most to feel safe and grounded within myself. When I arrived in Barcelona, it was late summer. It was warm and very bright. Barcelona is not Spain, just like I know that Copenhagen is not Denmark. The city is a bit more diverse than what I had seen my first time there. There are lots of people from all over the world living in Barcelona, calling it home. I was lucky that the place I was staying at first was in the heart of Gracia. As you heard earlier, I was at first a little disappointed with the place because it was not the mini studio that I thought I would be getting. However, I later found out that I had in fact lucked out because it was in a lovely neighborhood that allowed me to be able to walk to most places. Sometimes the universe has better things in store for us than what we thought we wanted. The neighborhood had a lot of eco-friendly shops, shorter buildings that did not block the sun, organic and locally sourced produce, cute plazas with little cafes, live music, gourmet ice creams, unique shops. It also had the kind of grocery stores that made my introverted and sensitive heart smile. You know, the kind with soft lights and fresh veggies and fruits held in wooden boxes with little misters to keep them fresh. The kind of stores that are seldom crowded and usually with workers who do not look too overwhelmed or overstressed by their job. Workers that greet you with a smile like they know you. That kind of vibe. My biggest expense is usually food, since I'm pretty minimalistic when it comes to many other things. I'm a huge foodie and I try my best to be mindful about what I eat, where it comes from, and how it is made or sourced. I actually enjoy taking my time and reading food labels, like I'm reading the back of an interesting novel. The more information, the better.
Men ellers så synes jeg, at alle dine folk de var rigtig søde og interessante, så det var fedt at være.
Hi guys, so this is day 3 of my Barcelona adventure, the first few days, and I woke up around 8 o'clock Funny thing is that I've started waking up a bit later. Usually I'm a 6 o'clock kind of person, 5 to 6 o'clock. But in the last 3 months, when I have on my own schedule, it's been really nice to sleep when I'm tired, wake up when I'm awake. And I've been staying up much later. Especially because I've been hanging around a lot more with people who are night owls, so that has kind of shifted my routine. But I'm trying to use this few days to readjust that so that I can slowly go back to my morning routine now that I'm going to be back doing a full-time job. So I prefer to have a few hours in the morning for myself, at least 1 hour, but usually preferably 2 hours before I start work. So I'm slowly going to start doing that these next few days so that I can readjust. I know it's going to take some time, but now that I have a new schedule, I have to adapt my self-care and maintenance to that new schedule. So today's Saturday, and the plan is kind of very simple. I woke up, I spent the first few hours trying to look for a place to stay and having a backup in case I don't find something before my accommodation expires in this place. So I booked I booked a place a few kilometers away from Barcelona, but it's a whole apartment. But I don't know if I'll use it, but just on booking.com you can usually book and reserve places, and then as long as you don't have to pay anything beforehand, but you have to cancel it before a certain date if you don't want to go, or else the money will be withdrawn from your account. So I've reserved a space there just in case. So I will have, because I'm working from home anyway, and most of the days I'll be working from home, so it's okay that I won't be technically in Barcelona. I'll be just somewhere else and I have more space, and it's cheaper than the places I could find in the city. I'm going to have my brunchy breakfast, and then I'll go out to grab a bit of a drink and also stretch my legs, and then come back. The plan is to come back and work a bit. And then I don't know if I want to go to the beach in the evening, like around 4 or 5, when the sun is not so crazy, but we will see. Or maybe I'll do something else for the evening, I don't know, but that kind of feels like the rough plan. So for breakfast I put some oats. I bought some oats there, and I put it in this coconut kefir, which is really good. I'm trying to have more good bacteria, foods that have more probiotics, vegan style. So I'm having this one, and also this is gonna be like the first breakfast. I already had a banana and some water, and then I'll also have some kimchi. This is a tortas astastan. They're a bit funny tasting. I wouldn't buy them again, but they work because they're like sweet and salty, but in a weird combination. Not a fan, but I will eat them. And also I like that they come with this little paper that serves as my plate, which reminds me that I need to go get a plate today in a bowl. But I don't know if I can borrow some just from downstairs. I'll ask first. Then I'm gonna have a salad with that, and then there's also this aubergine hummus, which is really good. This is like a weird sandwich that I've been really enjoying. I have bread, and then I have the aubergine hummus, some seaweed, some kimchi, some greens, and then I'm gonna make another one with the aubergine hummus, a bread, a slice, and then put it on top, and then eat it as a sandwich. It's so delicious. It has everything I like about sandwiches, so I'm gonna go for that. After exploring more of the rest of Barcelona, I realized that Gracia was the perfect neighborhood for the kind of person I am and for the things I value most in where I live. Whenever I move to a new place, I usually prefer to spend the first few days and weeks simply walking everywhere whenever possible. This allows me to create a mental mapping of my surroundings. Also, even though I have lived in many big cities, I often avoid being in people or noise-heavy spaces as much as possible. I prefer finding my quiet routes to things and areas, and I'm mindful to not take on too much of the fast pace and stressful energy that can be felt in big city subways and streets. Street is so cute. I also take these walks to look for greenery and spaces that feel calming and soothing to my senses. That can be anything like gardens, parks, tree-heavy streets, viewpoints, little benches and little corners. I think a lot about my intention for a new space, city or country. What parts of myself do I want to strengthen more or connect deeper with? If I feel connected to something in the space I'm in, I become curious to which part of myself it could bring more out of, in ways I could learn or unlearn something new. I try to stay open. It is important for me to be intentional about what a successful stay in a new place or job looks like for me. I do this by simply setting small holistic goals and wishes for my stay. So for example, for the mind, it was things like learning a new career skill and forming an area of expertise I could later offer as an independent service and diversify how I make a living. For my soul, I wanted to go and explore all the mountains and beautiful nature that frame the city like a majestical guardian angel. For my body and health, being in a warmer climate, truer to my nature, getting that vital sun vitamin, and walking more because there is so much more to explore in a new big city. I also wanted to try and get into ceramics and pottery and yoga. And in perfect alignment, the area I lived in was known for being full of places to take classes in exactly those two things. Hi guys, so it's finally the evening of my last day as a free non-scheduled person, and it's interesting because I've been noticing that I've been having a lot of anxiety about going back to a 9-to-5, and I didn't expect to feel like that, especially after 3 months, but I can just sense that I'm a bit anxious about it. So I've been trying to ground myself by reminding myself of why I want to do it and why this is a great opportunity for me and how this is not the destination, but it's gonna help me create the map to where I really want to go. And yeah, that it's only for a while and I can totally do it. But honestly, it's been quite hard with the anxiety. Like, yeah, I'm going to practice. I don't know if anybody does that and nobody else does this, but I'm going to practice going and walking to the train station I'm supposed to go to tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, it's my first day of work, and I have to go to our headquarters and collect my work equipment, and then come back and start training the same day. So I just wanted to be sure that the time management won't be off. I'm probably gonna go allow myself to have a lot of time to get there. I'm probably going to prepare the clothes I'm going to wear tomorrow, so I have as low stress as possible. But yeah, I'm going to, and I already like prepared the food for the day, like bought enough stuff that I can eat for my lunches and dinners and snacks, so that won't be an issue. And you know, when I have my snacks, I feel like I'm good. That's one big issue. I'm good. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do for the evening. It's also a great opportunity for me to move and walk a bit, and I try to put in increments of that during the day so that it's good for my body too, and I keep moving and I'm not just sitting looking at a screen in a room, especially since I'm going to be doing a lot of that in the next few weeks. Well guys, pray for me. Like, by the time you see this, probably I've been at it for a while, but let's see. I've been really enjoying my time off, and knowing that I could somewhat sustain myself, not as much, but on my own work, that really inspired me. And that's like the goal, like every time I have the breaks, to build my own income so that slowly and slowly I can self-sustain economically, like I've been saying from the beginning of this channel. And I like that you guys get to follow that journey with me as well. And one day I can't wait to tell you that, hey guys, I'm totally self-sustained economically. But it's encouraging to see that it's going in the right direction. So I hope in a year from now, like, I can at least to a great degree sustain myself, and mostly by my own work. So that's exciting. It feels easier to to start over and try something new when you set your own goals and intentions for the experience and adventure you have in life. But I also think it's impossible to be starting over in the true sense of zero. Because every experience builds on top of another one. Every skill is shaped by the previous skill, and every lesson follows your graduation from another lesson. It is easier to start over when you feel like you are just planting another tree in your lush and ever-blooming garden of life. I like seeing my life and the experience I gather from that perspective, a perspective that feels very aligned with my nature. From that understanding, I truly believe that we can always start over. We can always turn a new leaf. We can always plant a new tree, wherever that might be. Thank you so much to all the lovely new subscribers that recently joined my channel. I sincerely hope that life finds you ever growing, ever easefully stretching, and ever blooming wherever you might be.
You see me, I'm waiting for the right time. I carry you to life, you want the pleasures all mine. Can you see me using everything to hold back? I guess this could be worse, walking out the door with your babes. Walking out the door with your babes. Tell you how I felt, sugar-coated melting in your mouth. Pardon my